Welcome to another edition of the Will Be Blood Fight Show. I'm your host, Dave Duenas. Okay, let's get right into it. Roy Jones Jr. against Danny Green. I didn't make a prediction on this fight. Honestly, I kind of forgot about it. The same thing with the Bernard Hopkins, being that it was going to be on Versus. Because there was so many, honestly, just think about this. November has been pretty stacked with a lot of fights. We're going to roll right into where a couple of people did mention this fight to me and asked me my opinion. And I said, Danny Green is a tough guy. Really hard to pick against. From Australia, down under. This guy is durable. He's the cruiserweight champion. Roy Jones, I think in a lot of ways, a lot of people might have been a little bit, they might have judged too many of the fights that he's been successful on going in with Danny Green, being that Danny Green is a lot more durable than Jeff Lacey, Omar Shika, and they might have had tried to put Danny Green in that caliber of a fighter, and that would have been the wrong thing to do. Now, do I think that Danny Green was going to do exactly what happened on the first round between each other? No. I don't think anybody was anticipating that. If anything, we thought maybe slowly, gradually, he was going to break down Roy, where Roy was going to shell up and do that ear muff and then stay against the ropes, where Danny was going to be able to come off and stuff, because this is a strong guy. Guy comes forward, he does what he needs to do. Fresh guy, hungry guy, knew the stakes that were behind stepping in the ring with a boxing legend. Now, Roy Jones gets caught with a very simple combo, which is the 1-2. Danny's right there. He's stalking him. But the thing about this is that they were both doing the battle of the jabs. They were both jabbing. The only difference is Roy's was down here, and he's coming from up. Where Danny's is right here. He's staying the more stationary type of style, and he's bing, bing, bing. But then right when he fakes him out, he was like, okay, I'm gonna catch you, man, because that allowed Roy to settle down, be relaxed, with Roy thinking, okay, this is my fight now. He has his hand up here where he can kind of catch it. And as soon as Danny sees that, boom, he reaches in. He extends that whole arm, which is a veteran, old school type of tactic style. When you got somebody that's trying to check you, which is what Roy was trying to do, was trying to catch it, pity pat, so he could throw that right hand down the pipe. Green cut that off. He made sure there was an exclamation point when he said, okay, bing, and he decided to go long, catch him, hit him back, and then what he did, he dropped that right. Right behind the ear, right here, which caught Roy Jones. Roy fell flat. Now, this is the big question, because I got a lot of emails about people saying, yo, was it premature? We can argue about that. Really can argue about that. The difference is this, okay, because there was about maybe a good 15-20 seconds of Roy not responding, and there's been some fights that refs have let him go a little longer, like Mickey Ward versus Arturo Gotti, where they would, Ward hurt Gotti and he would go a little bit longer, bang, 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 and then Gotti would come back because the man slowed down, Ward would slow down. Well, the only difference is the age of Roy Jones, so that being said, the ref could have been like, look, I got an older fighter here, so I got to kind of tend to what could happen to this man, because being that he's over, he's in that higher range of the 40s, this man could be damaged for good. So he jumped in, he stopped the fight. Roy did not look like he was completely out, but was his legs there? No, his legs had different plans of the fight, meaning that they were ready to go home. They're ready to get back on the plane and fly back to the U.S. and say, you know what? Tonight was your night, Roy. And that's exactly what happened. Can't take away nothing from Danny Green. Now let's go with Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins did what he needed to do in Philly. Secured the fight that he was hoping to get with Roy Jones Jr. Now, let me think about this, real quick and stuff, because we're not going to get in that whole fight with Bernard Hopkins against the Mexicano, because really, honestly, it was a shutout, in my opinion. It was a fight that I thought really he was going to do exactly what he needed to do against a guy that comes forward and pressures, because that's Bernard Hopkins' game plan, is when you pressure him, he's going to roll the shoulder, he's going to keep it inside, bing, 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 and make sure those short punches that he likes to throw are going to be able to land. Now, it's the guys that like to keep it long. It's the guys that are fast that want to keep it out in the outside. The guys that are fast and want to keep in the outside is when Bernard has problem with. So go back with this real quick. Talk about the post-fight interview that he had outside the ring was over his victory. He has said, Did it affect the possibility of them getting back in the ring between him and Roy Jones Jr.? Hey man, I just think that it was a great business move that he literally believed that we're going to believe this fight is still continuing to happen. Saying that, well, Roy Jones, he was on his back. He lost on his feet. Come on, brother. You only saw a man really honestly lose a fight. Anybody that really thinks that this fight should continue, or basically the cult believers of Roy Jones Jr., the guys that really honestly believe that Roy is back, the guys that were saying, man, did you see what he did with Jeff Lacy? Man, I mean, it can keep going down that even the guys that believe that Roy is going to be dominant against Danny Green, that didn't even bother to check on Danny Green's record or what he did in his career to say that he was literally going to dominate him the way he did Omar Shika or Jeff Lacy. Those are the guys you got to kind of like think about, that they're going to follow and believe that Bernard Hopkins can possibly lose to a Roy Jones Jr. Now, this is the bad part for Roy Jones, for Bernard Hopkins, in my opinion. When it comes to facing Roy Jones in a rematch, if it does happen to tee off. If it does happen where Roy Jones says, yeah, okay, I'll get back in there for the money factor, okay, that if you don't blow him out, which I don't think you will, then people are not going to remember what you accomplished against Roy Jones Jr. They're going to say, well, you know what, Danny really took out everything he needed to before he stepped in the ring with you, Bernard. So that significance of a win does not matter anymore. The significance of a win against a Chad Dawson or a David Haye, what you're kind of dabbling with, is a big difference. Now, the thing about, Chad Dawson is over calling out, Bernard Hopkins, saying, hey, come on, man, fight me now. Forget, the other things that happened. Roy Jones is out the picture, fight me. I'm the young guy. I'm 175. Now, if you're not going to fight me, get the hell out of the division. The only problem with this is Bernard Hopkins, does he really need a Chad Dawson, a guy that does not commit to punches, a guy that literally can beat a Bernard Hopkins? Because the fact is, the matter is this, is that Bernard loses to guys that do not commit. Joe Calzaghe, Jermaine Taylor. Guys that do not commit in their punches. Guys that are fast and are long. They stay in the outside. Bing, 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 bing. Bernard does not know how to respond to that too well. Being a much older fighter, he won't respond to that too well. He responds to guys that commit. Cali Pavlik, Trinidad, the man that he just faced tonight. Those are the guys that he responds to very well. So why go after a Chad Dawson? The other guy that you're thinking about, maybe in heavyweight, and a lot of people might say I'm a little crazy about this one, David Haye. A lot different fight, a different outcome of a fight. Now, Bernard, really, in all honesty, I think when it comes to legendary status, he surpassed Roy Jones, being that he's, 45, you're going to be 45 years old, he's 44 right now. The oppositions of fighters that he has faced, the things that he's accomplished, you know what I mean? Being that he decided to say, I'm going to fight this particular person when I was the underdog and overcame it. Well, Roy really didn't do that. He was always the guy on top. Everybody else was the underdog, So Bernard Hopkins, talking about, I'm going to go in with David Haye. Once again, Bernard is the underdog. Once again, he's going up against a huge factor, but he's fighting a fast man. Now, I said, most guys that beat Bernard Hopkins are fast. The only difference is that David Haye is a fast guy, but he's not a conventional guy. This is not a guy that throws punches down the pipe. He's not a guy that's a completely polished boxer like a Chad Dawson or Jermaine Taylor. Completely different fighters, Even though Jermaine Taylor's out the door, these guys were completely different. They were more down the pipe, where David Haye likes to throw over the top. He's quick. He's explosive. He's very predictable, though. You know that he's going to bing, 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 come at you. Bernard can get away with some shots like that because of that shoulder roll. Shoulder, boom, boom, kind of dips in. Make sure he closes that distance so he can land those inside shots. That's what makes Bernard Hopkins very sharp, very, in the game right now for his age, where a lot of people think like, damn, this guy's almost going to be 45 years old and he still can do the things they can do. Well, preserving wise is because of his style. Watch his style. His style is, roll it under, come in, push under with that shoulder, make sure he closes that distance. He never opens up so that you catch him in the middle. He makes sure he has everything in the inside. Watch when he was going to fight them, when they fight the Mexicano, he's right there. That guy will open up, bing, he's right there. Nothing came from over the top. Everything came down the middle. Ba, ba, ba. That's what makes Bernard Hopkins very special. You know, so with David Haye, could be a little bit different. Now, whether or not he can beat David Haye, I don't know. I got to sit down and really, really think about that one because, you know, but does it make it a much more exciting, interesting fight than Chad Dawson? Yes, and I'm going to tell you why. Does Chad Dawson have a fan base? No. Does David Haye do? Yes. Is it a worldwide fan base? Far more than Chad Dawson. Chad Dawson only has a U.S. little bit, half of where he's from fan base. David Haye does. He has a lot more. Being that he talked his way into the heavyweight division, and he just beat the big Baloo guy, the Bigfoot guy. He has a lot more leverage and a lot more money bringing to the table. And really, honestly, it's more negotiable because the fact they're both with Golden Boy. I'm your host, David Duenas. This is another edition of the Will Be Blood Fight Show.